evening to all of you. Hi everyone, I'm so sorry for starting late, but I hope you were intimated well in time that we shall be starting a tad bit late. If not, please accept my heartiest apologies, and I assure you any of this miscommunication is not going to happen again. Now, I won't be taking a lot of your time. I know a lot of the time has already gone by in case you were waiting. So I have come up with a very let's say a very monitoring sort of a very regulatory sort of a session. It's not those typical strategy sessions. It's not where we're going to talk shop. It's the kind which will help you measure your performance. How much have you grown? Are you able to do these couple of things or not? Because if any of the things seems to be lacking on your part, which means there needs to be a nudge, and that is the nudge that I'm going to be giving you today. Sometimes a little bit of elbowing does, turn out to be good. So do not take it in the negative stride at all. I am only going to be telling you for all the things you should be doing, what are the kinds of things we at this point of time must make sure that our daily schedule takes care of. And of course, post that, we will see where we stand, because this is going to be a very solid measure, like I said, of your preparation and which stage of the preparation are you in. Once again, I repeat, this is going to be the kind of checklist that we are going to be doing today. And this is not only an academic checklist, it will have a mental checklist, it will have a physical checklist, it will have a syllabus checklist, it will have a daily doing checklist. So what you can actually do is you can have a chart paper in front of you where you're literally ticking the boxes every time you finish something. It helps. Now, I know we don't want to go old school, we don't want to get onto a pen and paper mode, but then at times this is what really helps. So if you have a checklist wherein you can very quickly just give affirmation to the following things that have been done, your day looks pretty sorted, because you know कि हाँ यार अब इतना सा ही बचा है, या सिर्फ यही चीजें हैं जिनको करना अब बाकी है. So without any further ado, let us begin with what is it that we have. Hello guys. Hello. And like I always say, please don't inculcate all of this just the way it is. Make sure that you're customizing it. Now, if you are somebody who's a school goer, of course you can't be doing all of it. So you'll have to see that maybe on days when I'm going to bunk school, which could be every alternate day, maybe that's the day I want to do these things. On the other days, I'll try and do 50% of these. So please keep very realistic goals. ये नहीं कि एक faculty ने बोला है तो बस उसको हमें ऐसे ही करना है. That's not how it is supposed to be. Please understand where you come from, how much do you have to finish, and which stage of preparation do you think you are in to be able to comply with the checklist. So you can also handpick, you can also do some, you can do all, however and whatever. And this might seem like a little of a didactic session, because I will be pretty instructional, but these instructions are going to take you a long way. So with that, let us begin. In today's session, we are going to be discussing all about the checklist, the CLAT checklist that we tend to be having. It's going to take into account the academic checklist, the revision checklist, your comfort zone checklist, your topic-wise checklist, and of course, the most important, because at this point of time, we get so drowned into, we inundate ourselves so much with the academics that हम लोग ये बहुत important aspect भूल जाते हैं. Mental and physical prep कि आप कितने ज़्यादा sturdy हो. Because if any of these two are not going to be by your side, आपकी पूरी preparation is going to go for a toss. So everything needs to be given very honest regard. And with that, let us start. We're going to begin with, of course, the academic checklist, because it always stops. So academic preparation इस समय at this point of time हमारा क्या क्या होना चाहिए. Starting with daily newspaper reading होनी चाहिए. The newspaper can be the Hindu, it can be the Indian Express. There should be some online legal sources that you study from. भले एक ही article, one or two. It doesn't really matter how many articles you do, but you have to be doing some legal articles. It can be from live law, it can be from bar and bench. You have to be doing some daily articles which are going to be genre specific. So every day pick up a genre for yourself, decide. Shuffle bana lo, chits bana lo, usme se utha lo. Oh, today's philosophy, I will read philosophy. So the sites that you can refer to can be Aeon, it can be long form, it can be long read, it can be Project Syndicate, Please mark the spelling there. It can be Project Syndicate, it can be The Wire, etc. So of course, you know whichever you feel are going to be the good ones, those are the ones that you can go ahead with. Which the mocks, there should at least be 2 to 3 full test, not the topic test, 2 to 3 full test per week at this point of time. And there has to be daily sectional test. The sectional test can be online or it can be offline, wherein you are going to solve, say for English, I'm doing a sectional, I will put a timer of 25 minutes and finish 5 passages. Daily hai. These are the academic checklists that has to be happening daily. So please make sure this is how we go ahead with it. GK, monthly PDF होने चाहिए. हर PDF का या हर month का important notes का 1 pager note होना चाहिए. That is इतने बड़े को इतने में, इतने को इतने में, इतने को bullet में. These are the 4-step preparation that you're going to do. Last 12 months का coverage अभी तक में, at least from January, by now we have to slowly start getting there. So this will have to be done. Section wise practice में every day for English the RCs have to be done and your vocab notebook has to be adding newer words into its word family. आप लोग रीडिंग करोगे, अगर इतना रीडिंग कर रहे हो रोज का तो नए वर्ड्स तो आ ही रहे, और वो अगर आ रहे तो वो जॉट डाउन होने ही है, रटना नहीं है, जॉट डाउन होना ही होना है. For legal, the landmark cases is something you should know. I know you don't get a very legal paper, right? There is so much of story that is binding the idea, but it's very important for you to know because they give you a lot of perspective. So important landmark cases to pata hone chahiye, plus of course the passage drills. So you have to make sure that legal ke secluded passages aap kar rahe ho. Logical reasoning mein on daily basis, please make sure that you are actively solving at least 5 of each. Minimum 5 of assumption, strengthen, weaken, cause effect, analysis, spot the contention, जैसे भी. So you can keep dividing. जैसे day 1 में अगर आपने इतना किया, and of course plus the RC of CR language. Obviously that is going to be something, but particular question stems भी करने चाहिए. It's very important because sometimes वो इक्का दुक्का questions ही होते हैं जो गलत हो रहे होते हैं, for which just a little bit of practice might just push us forward. For quants, there has to be ratio, percentage, average, rows होने चाहिए because these are the bedrock of DI. These are the basic topics that we have, and कम से कम एक DI set daily. Sometimes just being regular helps. So you can do 2-3 of course, but एक तो करना ही है. So this is how your daily, right? This is a daily academic preparation checklist. इतनी चीजें आपकी होनी ही चाहिए. Plus class. Plus, you know, अगर उस दिन मॉक है, मॉक तो वैसे भी हम लोगों ने ले ही लिया है. Plus weaker section के लिए extra studies. Plus आपका अगर स्कूल है या जो भी है, तो obviously स्कूल है तो इसमें से shrink कर दो ना, 4 पैसेज ना करके 2 ही करो. Put it to 50%, but you will have to be doing this. इनके अलावा नहीं हो सकता है. So this has to be done. Let's understand what a revision checklist is supposed to be. By now आपके पास एक formula sheet होनी चाहिए quants के लिए. नहीं है तो बनाना चालू करो अभी 2 दिन. For the next 2 days, please make sure that's what you're doing. All the formula should be in one place. All the shortcuts, all the tricks that have been taught to you have to be there. One-liners of GK, especially with respect to the names, the events, and the dates. These should be in another book, like I said. तो जो 4 पन्ने का टॉपिक है उसको by now 1 page पे आ जाना चाहिए, so that when the next time you revise it, it is all the more condensed, it is more smaller. Legal principles and the past year CLAT questions. By now you should have solved the PYQs. If you have not done that, please get on it. And of course error log हमारा होना चाहिए. So a wrong question notebook wherein you can revise your mistakes. Never sit for the next mock without revising your previous mistakes. तो अगर आज Wednesday है, आज एक mock है, मैंने Sunday को mock दिया, मैंने Sunday को analysis किया, Monday को सब पता कर लिया, अब Wednesday के mock के लिए मैं पहले I will revise my mistakes. Why? क्योंकि normally we are all creatures of habit. Habit में ये चीज नहीं याद आएगी, but अगर मैंने आपको कोई चीज टोकी है सुबह सुबह, तो कम से कम अगले 3-4 घंटे तो वो याद रहेगी. This is what happens at the revision of the mistake. You might make newer mistakes, but you will at least not make the same mistake you made in the previous mock because you're like, okay, ये तो मुझे नहीं करना है. So revise it 20-25 minutes before sitting for the mock so that it's here and it's not going anywhere. And that is something that will help you go forward. Next, we need to have what we call our comfort zone checklist, right? हमारे comfort zones क्या क्या है? Very important. Can I solve RCs in 7 to 8 minutes with an 80% accuracy? Can you do that? First check. अगर नहीं कर पा रहे हो तो start on it. And the moment you are able to achieve this successfully, you know the time you have to get to. It has to be 6.5 minutes. But एक RC 7 से 8 मिनट अपर लिमिट है ये. इतने में हो जानी चाहिए with 80% accuracy, wherein it means that only one question is what you can afford to do wrong. So अभी भी मैं 24 में से 20 नंबर तो ला ही रही हूँ. Do I know the last 12 months GK without flipping the notes? Do you think? If not, then you need to get it. This doesn't really have to be 6 months. अगर आपने GK अभी start किया है तो जितने भी महीना 2 महीना 3 महीना 4 महीना जितने महीने किया है उतने का क्या आप ढंग से without flipping the notes revise कर सकते हो that these were the important issues. आप लोग को by now you know there should be a chart paper month wise which should be all around in the room like wallpapers. And then you know main headings, write the main news here, write the subordinate news here like this, so that you are like in the morning you get up, you're sipping a glass of water and you're just walking around like a museum. These are the ways in which you do. Guys, हमेशा जरूरी थोड़ी है कि rote learning होनी है, pen and paper mode से ही होना. There can be interactive ways of doing it as well. Can you spot assumption, strength and weaken argument in under 2 minutes? Can you do that? 2 minutes is a stretch. Of course, I would want you to in fact go to 1. Why be lenient? Under 1 minute क्या आप spot कर सकते हो passage में strength and weaken and assumption तीनों चीजें? Can you be able to do it? अच्छा तीनों को ले लेते तो चलो 2 minutes बना लेते. I know you'll otherwise feel that I'm very cruel, but of course, do I solve basic quant question ratio average percentage quickly? Can you do this? You need to check and you need to ask yourself, is it a yes? Is it a no? Do I have a clear exam strategy? Which section first? Which one last? How much time to put? Do you have that? Because अगर इसमें से कोई भी चीज नहीं है ना at this point of time, which means you are seriously lacking and that you need a very, very, you need like a tractor push. That is what we need. Let's see the next topic-wise checklist. Now, this is not exhaustive. This is minimum. And this is something which is bare requirement. ये तो करनी ही करनी है. English में you have to be thorough with inference, tone and author's viewpoint in the RCs. तो ये आप बाटेक नहीं कर सकते. इनको आपको आना ही आना है. Vocab and context आपको आना ही आना है and grammar based reading आपको आनी ही आनी, क्योंकि A-Let goes a little onto traditional grammar. I'm sure you've been giving A-Let mocks, you must be knowing. And since both of them are just around the corner with just about a week's gap in between, we have to make sure that we are prepared for both, because you wouldn't have time to overhaul one strategy for the other. Current affairs in GK में all the legal developments, the international relation, the government policies and schemes, sports awards and appointments, इतने तो पता होने ही होने हैं. हर controversial मुद्दा, everything which is making a lot of steam around is something that you should know. Legal में principal fact application, landmark judgment, constitution के basics, contract tort, criminal law के basics. Evidence law, competition law, IPR ये सब इतना नहीं आता. Family law, but ये सब बहुत आते हैं. Right? So this of course becomes your CRPC and of course we need our CPC also. ये दोनों चीजें हमको आनी ही आनी चाहिए. Logical में strengthen and weaken, assumption, inference, cause effect, syllogisms. Very important for us to know this. Inferences can help you with the same as the one in the reading comprehension. I know you guys must be thinking, पॉइंट ऑफ इवैल्यूएशन भी तो है, पॉइंट ऑफ कंटेंशन या इवैल्यूएट द आर्गुमेंट. फिर हमारे पास पैरेलल रीजनिंग भी है, फिर हमारे पास फ्लॉ भी है. तो इनको क्यों नहीं देखा जा रहा है? क्योंकि इतने नहीं पूछे जाते हैं. पूछे जाते हैं इतने नहीं. आया तो आया, नहीं आया तो छोड़ देना ना, क्या जा रहा है. इससे बेसिक रीजनिंग तो हो जाएगी कम से कम. With every passage that you have, out of the 5 questions that are going to be given to you, 4 will be this or maybe 5 will be this. 4 will never be these. तो I know बहुत बच्चों के लिए वैल्यूएशन नहीं लगता है, पॉइंट ऑफ कंटेंशन नहीं लगता है, डेफिनेटली ट्रू डेफिनेटली फॉल्स नहीं लगता, फ्लॉ नहीं लगता, रिजॉल्व नहीं लगता. इनको करो, बट एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम इनमें तो थरो होना है ना एकदम. उतने क्वेश्चंस उससे नहीं आएंगे जितने इससे आएंगे. सो यू कांट बार्गेन दिस फॉर दैट, राइट? वो बोलते हैं ना, डोंट लूज द फॉरेस्ट फॉर सम ट्रीज. कुछ पेड़ को देखने के लिए पूरे फॉरेस्ट का व्यू मत छोड़ दो. So don't focus like that. Make sure that you have your eye in the game. Topic wise, again for quants, last percentage average ratio, you have to know this at the back of your hand. कोई आधी रात में भी उठा के पूछ लेना, what are the rules you should know. SICI, profit loss, your data interpretation and your speed, time and distance. You must know these guys. मतलब ये checklist नहीं है तो ये checklist बनाओ और एक एक टिक मारना चालू करो. It's जब कोई tangible rewards होते हैं ना सामने तो हमेशा processing is a lot faster. Now, very important, mental preparation checklist. It's very important. Believe in consistency, not shortcuts. Are you consistent or are you into shortcut? Are you procrastinating and thinking यार मैं फटाफट rules बना लेता हूँ, या तो फिर are you somebody who's into consistent preparation? Now see, I'll tell you the difference. Maybe after today's YT, a lot of people will be like, चलो मुझे बैठ के maths के rules बनाने. Then there are going to be some people who are going to be like, solve करते हैं. जैसे जैसे solve करेंगे जो जो formula आएंगे उसको लिखते जाएंगे. Now you understand the difference between being consistent and having a shortcut. Make sure that you're consistent, not the other. Stress control. 5 minutes meditation, deep breathing daily has to be done. Exam में panic attacks आएंगे. And you'll have only 1 minute to calm yourself down. Otherwise, surrender कर दो, paper नहीं हो पाएगा. How will you do it? Please start. Meditation in itself is a magical healing power. Your focus hacks. Are you doing Pomodoro? So Pomodoro technique is 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of gala. Then 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of gala. So it helps you concentrate better. Phone रख दो बगल में. Solve करते जाओ करते जाओ. 5 मिनट मिलेंगे ना आपको Instagram देखने तो reel देखते जाना. But not otherwise. No multitasking and social media detox by now. Exam day build up confidence. Visualize solving calmly. Are you stimulating exam like scenarios? Going forward, अगर आप लोग offline centers जा रहे हो, every mock should feel like you're sitting in the CLAT defined or CLAT designated, the consortium's designated center. And then do it. Don't be like, अच्छा, this is okay. Think अगर इस पे मुझे college मिलना होता, कौन सा मिल रहा होता? At this point of time, we can put our stakes there. Physical preparation. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. किसी बहुत बड़े दिग्गज ने कहा है, बहुत सही बात कही है. Physical activity बहुत ज़्यादा important है, guys. So your sleep cycle should be aligned with the exam timing. Start waking up early. So if you are somebody who's a nocturnal, please leave that now. 2 p.m. is when you have your paper, for which you will have to be at the center by 12, for which you will have to get up by 10ish. Have a light breakfast, reach. If you're somebody who's squeezing the eyes and getting up only at noonish, is it going to help you? Not really. Balanced diet. Avoid oily, heavy, healthy food. I mean, unhealthy food. Get into healthy, small bits of fooding. Right? Not large meals. Because 2 to 4 में अगर large meal खा ली ना 1:30 बजे, तो फिर तो उसके बाद भगवान भी नहीं हम लोग को बचा सकता. No, absolutely no power on this earth can help us. Hydration. Please drink enough water. Don't get into the habit of having caffeine and tea or anything. You will not be allowed any of that day. You will only be allowed water. So start getting into the habit of waking yourself up with water. एकदम chilled पानी रखो, एकदम गर्म पानी रखो जैसा, but water. Light exercise, yoga daily for stamina and focus. Light exercise, go for a run, a walk, detox, guys. It doesn't, you at that point of time maybe you can just put on a Netflix only and watch. कुछ नहीं तो पार्क में जाके बैठ ही जाओ आधा घंटा, बच्चर काटेंगे ओडोमोस लगा लेना. But have to do something. If you're into gymming, very good. If you're into any sort of sports, which is very good. But if not, go out. Your mind cannot be jailed. It cannot be confined to just those books. That's not right. That's very bad that you're doing. So these were our checklist. A final wrap. What we've discussed today is हमारा academic prep का क्या milestones होने चाहिए. Revision, comfort zone, topic wise, mental and physical. Of this, let me tell you, this is the most important, this and this. These will eventually come, but these need to be given the most focus. So if you're not doing that, or if anything is faltering, now is the time to be able to gather yourself. We are already on 17 September. We have only 2 months. I'm not even counting these 15 days. So you have to know how important all of this is going to be. And something that I always say, CLAT is not about perfection. It is always about the preparation that you put in. So this was my attempt to be able to tell you कि यार checklist ज़रूरी है. थोड़ा it gives you some method to madness. and it tells us that okay, we've been able to achieve. And I know the scores might be coming in very low and you must be feeling ye bhi kar rahe, wo bhi kar rahe, but it's okay. One score should not define you, your average should. अगर आप बाकी जगह अच्छा कर रहे हो, मॉक में खराब कर रहे हो, तो शायद मॉक लाइक स्टिमुलेशन गलत हो रहा है, पर आपका एकेडमिक प्रेपरेशन सही है. सब जगह गलत है. So take example, take lead from the external scenarios to be able to help you know where you are struggling. Speak to mentors. At this point of time, nobody can help you better than them. Right? I know we tend to take them for granted. उनको क्या पता होगा? नहीं यार, टीचर्स को पता रहता है थोड़ा. कुछ नहीं तो give it for the experience that they have. Right? Speak up. Please make sure that these are the kinds of things that you do inculcate, because these will take you a very long way. You might not really trust me so much right now when I say this, but it will. So make a checklist and get going. Thank you so much for giving me your valuable time. I'm going to see you guys very soon with some more videos that I feel are, important to be addressed. But if there's anything that you feel कि हाँ यार इस पे भी थोड़ी बातचीत हो जाए, please do write in the chat box and I shall be very glad to be able to take that up. I will take 2 minutes of time to be able to read the comments. If there's anything very glaring जिसको पढ़ने की जरूरत है, we'll discuss that. If not, sayonara everyone. Thank you so much.